sure to keep an eye out for this guy.
Aren't you so cute? Isn't he just so cute? Oh, he's just the cutest little thing.
He was made by our daughter, and I'm using the hell out of it because it's just too cool. Happy New Year. 2020's over. Thank fucking God. Hopefully 2021 won't be the shit show that last year was, but time remains to be seen on that. So anyways, the first project of the new year is got a new bed recently. If you saw in the last video in the bedroom, we actually upgraded to a king size bed, but it's on the floor because I need to build a bed frame for it. The bed frame I'm going to build is not the one I talked about in the last video because I don't have the time, space, or money to build it. Let me show you what we have so far. This lumber is going to make up basically the box. Let me try to draw it for you. This is not going to be to scale. So okay, this is what's going to be sitting on the ground. I'm going to basically build another box like this. That one is actually going to sit on top of this other one. Those are going to be restraint points. I need that, but I cannot get to it. So I made this template that way it would be easy to reproduce the screw patterns because I'm going to be screwing the runners and the foot and head together. This actually becomes part of the design element, so I need each of the screws that go in to be perfectly positioned, or it's just going to make things look stupid. Well, may or may not be wondering what the design elements were that I was just talking about. So I'm going to take a darker colored wood and make dowel pins for it to cover the screws. This past Christmas, my in-laws asked Miss Penguin what I want. So they ended up getting me this thing, this. This is a dowel pin maker. Take a piece of square stock. This was a piece of scrap cherry that I used to experiment. You have to get it pretty close to the size you want, and then you hammer it down the holes till you get the size you want. That was the first one. Ended up hammering down the piece and created something like that. Once I cut off the excess. And I'm not gonna be using cherry because I understand that it'd almost be like sacrilege to put cherry in construction grade lumber. So I'm gonna use walnut. Apparently I'm a glutton for punishment because hammer busted my thumb. Got all the symbol, got it all prepped, glued up, screwed, fucking blue tattoo, whatever. And then I was like, will it fit through the door? and I almost had a heart attack. One of the number one rules is making sure that you plan ahead, and that should have been the very first thing I had done before I settled on this. But thankfully, the shortest part of it that can fit through the door, I still have like 3 inches. I'm good there, but that means the top box I'm gonna have to make in 2 different pieces, so the design's gonna change. So plan ahead, always plan ahead. This thing takes up my whole shop. Last night I was having to go through the house to be able to put finish on the other side. This is a Craig pocket hole jig. It's designed to put at the end of a board, and it helps you drill the appropriate angle so you can connect 2 pieces without a lot of complicated joinery. I'm using a chamfer router bit that will put an angle on the corner instead of rounding it off. Miss Penguin helped with the filming of this. Thank you, Miss Penguin. And now it's time to make the restraints. It's essentially like making a belt. First you've got to cut the straps that are going to be used and shape off the end. Then marking out where the buckle's going to be so it can be cut out. Then the adjustment holes need to be marked and cut out. I'm actually just kind of eyeballing where these go. I got it pretty spot on from just eyeballing it. Once I've got the measurements and all the markings made, then I can use the first one as a template on the others. It prevents you from having to go back in and redo everything every single time. This is the biggest project I've done to date. The closest thing in size was a bookcase I made almost 20 years ago that we still have. It's very challenging and interesting because of the small shop size. When I would have this thing set up like to mock it up, I'm constantly having to like move it, lift it up and get it out of the way, lift it up onto the workbench, put it back on the ground, make adjustments. It was very labor inducing, I should say. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And that's what really matters. I enjoyed the process. I learned a lot from doing this, and it's something that I would love to do again, and I could take a different approach next time. It's been an interesting project to say the least. So, thank you for watching, sticking through to the very end. Here is the review.